All right, welcome to Quince Orchard High School. I am Beth Thomas, proud principal, and we are thrilled to begin our journey together, welcoming the class of 2025. So crazy to say that. So welcome. I know we have some returning family names that I see and some brand new families at Quince Orchard High School. So just so you know, this meeting is being recorded and will be posted for those of you who may want to go back and review it, and or if you would like to share it with people who you know were unable to join us this evening. So again, we are excited. Oh, I know we have some families here from Ridgeview. We have families here from Lakeland, Roberta Clemente, several private schools, maybe some homeschool, and students that are moving from outside of our area into our area. So we are very excited to see you this evening. I did share with you that this is being recorded. We will have it posted to our website by tomorrow. The second thing to share is that the questions, if you notice, if you've ever been on a webinar, we use the Q&A, and we will do our best to answer as many questions as we can throughout the evening, giving time to pause at nice breaking points. And then we'll also capture your questions to follow up with if needed. So as you're going through the presentation, or we're going through the presentation this evening, we ask that you jot down questions that you may have, and then understand that there may be some clarification as we proceed through the evening. I am very excited to see you all, or at least to see the names. I am Beth Thomas, proud principal. This is my third year at Quince Orchard High School, and I'm really looking forward to getting to know you. So I am going to go over a few things, but I want to first start, as we're welcoming new people, to talk about what may be perceived as the elephant in the room. And so many of you are probably sitting there thinking, what is she going to say now? As we're registering for next school year, I would be remiss if I did not bring attention to our governor's announcement today. Yes, Governor Hogan made an announcement today. And for those of you who know me and those of you who don't know me, you will learn to understand that sometimes we are just as surprised as you are. And so while the governor made the announcement that all schools, in accordance to, of course, our new president, President Biden, has committed to schools being open soon, and Governor Hogan announced that schools would be open by March 1st. We know nothing. We have no further details. And I can tell you, knowing your principals, Mr. Brown, I know Mr. Garcia and Ms. Alvarez very well, as soon as they know, you will know. As soon as I know, our staff and community will know. So now that we've gotten that off the table, we can move on and we can talk about the great stuff in preparing for your transition to high school. So this evening, we are going to share lots of different information. Again, I want to keep going back to the fact that this is being recorded and will be posted, and we will share the links, and we are always available to answer questions. We're going to go over our mission and, of course, introduce our amazing team at Quince Orchard, or some of the amazing team. Review our counselor assignments, because as you know, at your current school, the counselor plays a really important part in terms of registration, student advocacy, supports, and supporting the social emotional well-being of our students. We will discuss graduation requirements. We will discuss the registration process and what you can expect in the next coming weeks, some key information, and then of course, always open up to questions. And team, if I forgot to share something, you know me well enough, chime in. So our mission, and let me start with our vision. Our vision is for all students to experience excellence. And experiencing excellence means different things for different students. And so our goal is to create a program inside and outside of school, meaning during the school day with our instructional program, as well as all of our interscholastic athletics programs with our amazing athletics specialist, Mr. Raberman. Hopefully you'll have a chance to meet him, as well as all of the amazing clubs and programs we offer that our students have the opportunity to say they've experienced excellence. But to do that, our mission is to create the culture and condition for all students to experience excellence. Experiencing excellence doesn't just happen. We have to purposely create a culture and create those conditions. So as many of you all know, well, we all know, we've been in a virtual setting. And so on the screen here is a picture of our instructional leadership team. And you will get to know probably many of us throughout the years at Quince Orchard. So we have our staff development teacher, who is Miss Audrey Betcher, Miss Lee, who is one of our assistant principals. Miss Lee, did you want to say hello?
Good evening. It's nice to see everyone. Well, I guess not really see, but to be here tonight.
We have Miss Karen Jones, who's one of our social studies teachers and elected faculty rep. That was me in my other setting. Now I've enhanced and added all the QO backgrounds. Miss Kimbrough Rose, who's the head of our social studies department. Mr. Jeff Jernigan, head of our math department. Miss Eberhard Bliss, head of our English department. And Mr. Newman Sunshine.
Hello, everyone. Good to see everyone.
And he is currently, Miss Lee works with 9th grade, and Mr. Newman Sunshine is the class of 2021 senior administrator. So I'm surprised he didn't say 21. We have Miss Reese, who's one of our world languages teachers. Miss Brodsky is the head of our special education department. Mr. Gavares is the head of our English language development department, formerly known as our ESOL department. We have Mr. Philip Yarborough.
Hello, welcome everyone.
And Mr. Yarborough is also one of the 9th grade administrators. We have Mrs. Jen Yeck, who is head of our science department. Miss Julie Newcomer, who's the head of our fine and practical arts department, and you will actually hear from her this evening. Miss Brooke Aranda, who's the head of our health and physical education department. Mr. Rivera, who is the head of our counseling department. However, he is unable to be with us this evening. So we have the amazing Miss Kachuba, who is joining and presenting on his behalf and will be sharing many of the details. We have Dr. Lynn Brown, and I'm not sure if Dr. Brown has joined us this evening. Dr. Brown is currently the 11th grade administrator, assistant principal. We have Mr. Joseph Lynch, who is the head of our world languages department. Miss Nicholson, head of our media, she's our media specialist, sorry. Miss Vilma Nehera.
Hello, good evening, Vilma Nehera, 10th grade administrator.
Awesome. And Miss Lauren Carver, who's our English comp assistant, and Miss Jen Kemp, who's one of our co-staff development teachers, as well as a science teacher. So that's currently our school leadership team, and I can tell you, you're in really good hands. Also rounding out the school leadership team, I'm sorry, as I shared earlier, is our athletics specialist, Mr. Jeff Raberman, as well as our school business administrator, Miss Judy Yu. And now I'm going to turn it over to Miss Kachuba, who will start to walk us through counseling assignments and additional important information. Take it away, Miss Kachuba.
Oh boy, thank you, Miss Thomas. Okay, so you're gonna get a little tired of hearing me talk this evening, but I have so much great important information for you. I'm so excited to be with you all. I am also, as you heard, one of the counselors and also a parent. not only at QO, but at Ridgeview. So I'm very excited to be with so many familiar families this evening. As you can see, we are very blessed with a wonderful large counseling department at Quince Orchard. And the way we do it in high school is a little different than you're used to in middle school, where you have counselors for a grade level. In high school, we break it down by your alphabet. And so this allows our counselors to travel with or stay with your child for the duration of their high school experience and really have the opportunity to get to know your child. So it's great opportunity for you also as parents to have the same contact throughout the high school time. We also are very lucky to have Ms. Stetzer Munoz, who works with our students with English as a second language. We share her with other schools, but she is a part of our community as well. So we are super lucky. You can see right now that our hours during our distance learning time for our department are 8:30 to 3:30. So if you ever have any questions during this time, you're able to call our office and either speak to our secretary, Ms. Cross, or leave us a message. And to find our contact information, you can come to the Quince Orchard website and find our counseling office website, and all our contact information is there. Okay, so now hoping that your children have already been hearing about this at the middle school, I wanted to just quickly give you all a glance at what is to be expected for graduation requirements moving forward. Just a sneak peek of what's ahead for them. We do have English every year, so they do have to have a minimum of 4 English requirements. We have social studies requirements in the areas of U.S. history, NSL government, and modern world. So our 9th graders will all be taking the U.S. history class next year. We have 3 science requirements, including a biology, chemistry, and physical science, usually physics they take. Math, they take the algebra, geometry, and 2 other classes in the area of math. There's 1 physical education requirement, but that doesn't mean they have to only take 1. They can go on and take additional credits in there. They have a half credit of health that they take during their time. We usually talk to them about taking that in their 10th grade. There's a fine art requirement and a technology requirement. And so you'll be hearing a lot more about that, but we start talking to them about that even in middle school. And keep drilling it in. Okay. And then to further explore the requirements for graduation, there are program completer options for our students. Many of our students choose the world credit requirement, which is 2 credits in a world language. At Quince Orchard, we offer Chinese, we have French, Latin, sign language that you can start in the 10th grade, Spanish, or Spanish for Spanish speakers. Or some of our students choose our career completer program. Project Lead the Way would be an example of that. And some of our other programs are listed here. Maybe you've heard of the Edison Center High School or some of our other programs that we have in-house. Amazing. We're going to hear more about those in a bit. And then the third choice would be our college and career research and development that you could do in 11th grade, or site-based work experience in 12th grade. These are great options for, alternative options for our students who may be more career focused in that area. Okay. And then to sum up some of the, other requirements, you need a minimum of 22 credits. But if you can do the math, then you would see, 4 years, you're probably going to end up with 28 credits, 7 credits every year. And so most of our students do end up with 28 credits. And then they're also earning 75 hours of student service learning. And many of your students have already been earning those throughout their middle school experience. And so we have students that graduate with many, many more, but 75 is the minimum. And then we also have state assessments that they'll be taking as well. So. And many of your students have been engaging in high school level courses, even in the middle school. And so just to, talk about some of those courses that they are earning credit in, maybe they're taking algebra or geometry or even algebra 2 in their middle school years. Or they might be taking a world language, maybe it's Spanish or French in the middle school. Those are middle school credits. I mean, those are high school credits that they're earning in the middle school, but will be on their transcript and earn them high school credits towards graduation. And some of our middle schools are also offering courses in the technology, which will allow for the high school credit towards technology. Maybe you're doing IED, the Introduction to Engineering or Foundations of Computer Science class. And so those will be credits already earned towards graduation. So that's really exciting for our students. There is a requirement that in the middle school, if you are taking a high school level class, you must receive a C or better in order for the credit to transfer into the high school. Okay, so when is all this registration happening? That's what everybody wants to know. So here are the dates. So you're aware when we will be coming to our different schools. It's coming soon, so we're very excited. We're coming over virtually this year. We're sad that we can't actually be with your students in person, but we will be coming to their classes. So starting with Lakeland's, we are very excited to make our first visit on February 1st, and all of the Quince Orchard counselors will be visiting and explaining pretty much exactly what we're telling you this evening, all about the registration process and going through everything that they will need to know to get ready for 9th grade, going through how to register, and then going to Ridgeview on the 9th to do the same process. And Roberto Clemente, actually we'll be going to Roberto Clemente next week on the 27th. So that's our first stop. And then once we've gone through that process, we'll give them some time, give you and your students some chance to give them some time and an opportunity to go through the process of registering, going through what I'm going to show you in a minute, how to do your course request. And then we'll come back and then see if you have any questions, if your students had an opportunity to, enter all of the courses, and we'll review their course selections with them when we come back. So for Lakeland's, we'll come back on the 8th. Ridgeview will be back on February 16th. Since we don't have as many students from Clemente, we'll be doing the whole process in the same day.
So Ms. Katrina, there are two questions that I think are important for the group. So for MLK, I do know that MLK does have the humanities program, and I just noticed that there's a student coming to us from another middle school. So we will make note right now. I will actually reach out to the principal and copy the team on setting up time to do registration. So thank you so much. Otherwise, if you are not in any of these schools that we've mentioned and you want to set up a time to go through the registration, you may always reach out to our counseling department based on the last name, and we will work on getting you registered. So thank you, excellent question, and we'll keep going.
Ms.
Wonderful.
Thomas, actually, Mr. Rivera has been reaching out to several of the middle schools and setting up dates with the resource counselor there to meet with students. So I know MLK is coming, and I believe that's next week. He just confirmed that, I think, this afternoon.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. And thank you for asking those questions. We're glad you're here. Okay, so now how are we going to do this registration process? We have a new system this year, and so we definitely know it's going to look a little different than what we've done in the past. We're going to use this guide to help you through the entire process. First, we're going to ensure that you have an access to the guide. We're going to ask that you consult with your current teachers, that your student consults with their current teachers to determine the appropriate classes that they should be choosing for next year. We're going to ask that you complete the Google form that we're going to show you in a minute, not only with your choices for next year, but with some alternatives in the elective choices, and that you as a parent and your child, talk about it together, and that you look over everything before you actually submit your choices. And we're going to also ask that you have 7 choices, and we'll show you everything in a minute, but that you have 7 selections, 1 for each semester, before you also put in, before you submit. And so, you'll have 14 actual classes total. Okay, so we'll go forward and you'll see what I am referring to. Okay, so the first big part of your registration process is the Google registration form. This is our registration card. In the past, you've had a hard copy probably of this form, but this year being virtual, we're asking you to complete it online. And this will ask not only for your personal information, so we can contact you in case we have any questions, and your student. And it's really important that we also get a cell phone number and personal information in case we do have questions, but that we also get their courses that they're registering for throughout. And being a 9th grader, I'm not going to lie, there's not a whole lot of options in the course selections because we do have, many of the required courses, but there will be those 2 all important, exciting electives that they will get to choose moving forward, maybe 2 to 3 electives. So this will be, the form that they will have. And you will see a link in the chat that you'll be able to also access it for yourself. And your students will have access to this once we come to their school on the day that we visit. Okay.
All right, so Ms. Kachuba, there's several questions in the chat. I don't know if the team wanted to respond to any of them.
Is it about the form? Because I'm going to continue to show them how to use it, or is it about?
No.
One of the
can
questions
answer.
is about the form, Ms. Thomas. Who
sorry?
submits the form? One of the questions is about the form, Ms. Kachuba. Who submits the form? Is it the parent or the child?
Mm-hmm. So the form is going to be submitted by the student. And if you go to the next slide, maybe it'll help us explain a little bit more. Okay, so the directions are completely explained on the form. Your student will have access to the form when we come to visit them during our class visit. Every course will have the opportunity to have a drop-down menu for your choices. You'll enter the form by the link, and you'll have, for example, on the math, you'll have a sequence of choices to go from the, you'll be able to tell from the course you're currently in, then you'll make the choice into the next in the sequence. And then from the other courses, you'll be choosing based on what your current teacher has suggested for you. And then if you go to the next slide, you'll be able to then find towards the bottom then your required electives such as PE or other options for your elective courses. You'll be able to click on those and make your choice for the additional classes other than your English, math, science, social studies, and then 2 additional courses. The further directions will give you the option to choose alternative electives in the order of your preference, because there may be the unfortunate situation that we do have to go to an alternative if your elective is not available. So we are asking for a first and second choice to be indicated in the form, and that will be further down on the form. Once you have completed the form, you will be submitting it, but please know that at any time it is still available to you to go back in under your Google Forms, and you can make changes to it until we come back over on that date, the second date. So let's say you started on the first day that we're there, and then you go into your student view and you see a different recommendation from the student's teacher, and you want to go in and make a change, you can also make a change to it. Okay.
So there's one I would like to answer before we move on. There are some questions that are being asked that actually we're going to need to get clarification on. Thank you, about the pass-fail. Do those credits transfer to high school credit? If it's a high school credit course and the student passed the course, the credit will transfer over. The difference would be if the student wanted to get the grade. It's my understanding that the grade would not be allowed. It will forever stay as a pass, but the credit will transfer to a high school credit. Excellent questions. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ms. Kachuba.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right. Were there any other questions about the Google form? Because we can still answer those as well. Okay.
There's a parent who wants to know when the forms have to be completed by or submitted by.
So the submission date deadline will be the deadline that we return to your child's middle school. But if there are still additional questions, you can reach out, or concerns, you can reach out to your child's counselor and we can make adjustments from there.
There are several parents who have indicated that they're unable to access the form. So I did let them know they have to have students log in through their mcpsmd.net account to complete a Google form. So that's probably why they're unable to access the form at this time.
It will be available once we do our initial visit with your students. So that may be when you'll be able to access it. So yeah, you'll be able to access it with your student. Okay. Now, the other part of the registration process is going to be the online registration piece through the student view. And this is also a part that will have to be done through your child's student view and not the parent view, but you will be able to see it through your parent view. You will have access to see what they have been recommended for, or teachers' suggestions. You just will not be able to make the suggestions or make the recommendation, or I'm sorry, make their selections for them. You have to go through the student view. So come with me on a journey through the online registration process now. We're going to go into the student view. And once you've logged in, you will see a little icon on the left side of student view that says course requests. This is where you will find the next year's courses that your student will be registering for. Once you click on the course request icon, next, you will find the page like this that will have, hopefully, if your current teachers have made some recommendations or suggestions for next year, they will be listed here on this page. If not, no worries. Doesn't mean you won't be able to still register for next year, but these would be the suggestions here. It will also give you, if your students are currently taking any high school level courses, they may be listed here under graduation status summary under the subject area. And you're going to click on the blue button which says click here to make your course, to change your course selections. And once you click on there, it will take you to the next page where you'll be able to take any of the teachers' suggestions and just click them over to the next page. So here, if there are any teacher suggestions, you'll see them here. And okay, we'll go ahead. You'll be able to just add those requests right into your students' course selections right there. So for example, if your teacher's current math teacher your student's current math teacher recommended them for the next level of math, Algebra 2A, all you would have to do is add request, boom, and it goes right into their course request for next year. Okay. Now, if your student does not have any requests, any recommendations in there for next year, that's okay. We'll just add them in ourselves. So you go to the area that says search courses, and when you go to the course title area, you're just going to type in the name or possible name of the class that you would like to take for next year. So if it's going to be Honors English 9, if it's going to be PE, you're going to put it in the course title, and you'll have a variety of courses come up under that title. Once you find your class, or if you need to scroll down, you'll find your course, and you're going to click on the one, not just the one with the name, but you're going to find one with the letter A and letter B. And you're going to click on both of those because we need to do one for both semesters, the first semester and the second semester. So you definitely want to find the one that ends with a letter. And that way we'll be ensuring that your student has the full year of the class, semester 1 and semester 2. Okay. Did I lose anybody?
So I'm just going to pause because this is typically where we lose a lot of people.
Right.
So we are I want to be very transparent that this is very new to all of us. One thing I can assure you is that we will make sure that your student is appropriately programmed for, and we will take the time. So this, if you think about it, this is big picture, and we're going through, again, it's recorded. You'll be able to go through it. We will walk through it with your child, with your students. Students, if you're here, we'll walk through it with you, and then we'll come back and we'll follow up with you. And then even at that point, if there's confusion or questions, we'll walk through it with you again. I will tell you, I was a middle school principal. I understand as you're going through, and I'm a current parent of a high school student, as you're going through, it can feel like, oh my goodness, this is so much. However, we will walk you through. There are several questions I saw in the chat about access to electives. Just hold on, we actually have a whole booklet and whole part of the presentation that will go through some of the electives. So just hang in there with us. We're going to be with you all throughout the entire process because you're a cougar now. And when you're a cougar, that's what we do. We support each other. Mm-hmm. So Ms. Kachuba.
Okay. And trust me, it took me a while. It took me a hot minute to get this process done. I'm going to be honest, it does look a little confusing, all these, clicking, adding requests, all of that. But for some reason, our young people are able to figure this out, I think probably a lot quicker than my old brain. And when I get into the classrooms with them, they have surprisingly been able to get these classes registered quicker than me. So we will be, as Ms. Thomas said, coming over not once, but twice. So we'll have the opportunity to meet with them and then come back and review and meet with any student who has not had the opportunity to complete their registration process. So definitely don't worry. We will ensure that all of your children will have a complete registration process before they enter. So no worries. And the one mistake that I made, if we could just go back really quick, when I was first doing the registration process for my own child, if you could just go back to the slide before, when you are entering your, or maybe not, request, you want to make sure you do not press enter when you're doing it. We have a habit of wanting to make a request or add a request and then press enter. Unfortunately, for some reason, the new system has a issue that causes your system to lock up on the registration process. I learned this the hard way by causing my own child's system to lock. And so you want to make sure you don't press enter during this course selection process. If you do, though, no worries. Like we said, reach out to your counselor and we can unlock it for you from virtually. All right. All right. Okay. Deep breath. It's all good. Mr. Newman Sunshine.
No, actually, this one's my slide.
Oh, Miss Zahara, I'm so sorry. I pass on to you.
Thank you, Ms. Kachuba. So good evening again. Some of the questions about electives will be answered within the next following slides. So what your students will see when they go into their account, into their Synergy, into their view under course requests are recommendations that their current 8th grade middle school teachers have entered. They should be entering those now. I know we did send out course codes and we have been talking to our middle schools and teachers are doing that. I think the goal is to do it before the end of the marking period. So if you haven't seen those yet, they should be coming soon. Teachers make recommendations for the 5 core classes, and these, I call them 5 core because I used to be a world language teacher. So English, math, science, and social studies students will be recommended for the next level up, and that will show up on their student view, and all they have to do is click add request or add course. I forget what that says. Teacher recommendations aren't necessarily made for electives because we like to give students that opportunity to explore what they like, what their passion is, and whatever they're curious in. We have all those options here at Quince Orchard in art, in technology, in child development, in our college career readiness track. Recommendations are truly that. It's a recommendation. It's not anything they have to take here at, well, they have to take high school graduate requirements, but we do like to offer our students a challenge by choice option, and that is something that in the vision and mission of our school that we want our students to do. So if they want to challenge themselves with an honors course, with an AP course, they have that discussion with parents first, then their counselors, and then fill out their recommendation forms. Next slide, please. So to see all the fun and wonderful courses that we do offer here at Quince Orchard, we do have an articulation booklet, and that lists all our classes and gives a brief description and the course codes. And there you'll see what ninth graders, what we offer to ninth graders, our signature programs, our different options, and the different department course sequences. And that just means if you're taking a world language, this is the natural sequence that you would take. If you are in social studies and you choose this program, you just see the different paths that we have to offer. And the next slide, please. So yes, within that booklet, you're gonna see that we do offer a lot of options for our students. We do have a number of signature programs that are listed on this slide. In a couple slides, you will see a short video on all the signature programs that we do offer here at Quince Orchard High School. And I know Ms. Lee just dropped that resource into the chat for you. So that way you have time with your students to review our courses. And the next slide is a timeline of how this will all work. So right now in January is we're finalizing semester 1. Currently at Quince Orchard, we are scheduling our current 9th, 10th, and 11th graders. In February, we will be visiting and putting our rising 9th graders in our system and giving them courses. After February, we do a lot of cleanup in March and just make sure that we have every student has a schedule and that every student is in a class for the following year. And that takes a couple months. We do have over 2,000 students. We want to make sure that all that is right. So we honor that time and students wanting to take more rigorous classes. We honor that too within those months. In June, you will get not a schedule, but the courses that you did sign up for as sort of a receipt of classes. In July, we finalize our process and our schedule. And in August, you will get a schedule, a period by period schedule of your classes. I believe, yes.
Now we're up to me. Thank you,
Now
Ms.
we're up
Rivera.
to Joshua.
Thank you. So right now, I'm just going to talk very briefly about our plan for success. You've heard so much this evening already about registration, about the academics at QO. There's a lot to take in, and we understand that high school can be a challenge. But there are a few simple things that high school students can all do, and parents supporting our high school students. Certainly, as we go through this process and as you register for next year, you want to consider post-high school plans and what's needed to fulfill those plans. You really do need to start thinking about a sort of a 4-year plan, and that's when we start during the your 9th grade year. The emphasis on a 4-year plan is very, very important. You want to be able to provide rigor. You want to enroll in challenging courses. You want to get help when needed. And quite frankly, every student in high school needs help of some kind. Develop good study habits. And certainly, take advantage of the school resources. We have plenty of resources such as tutoring with teachers and qualified students and all kinds of other types of academic programs that we have to support students. Next slide, please. Much like the richness of our academic program that we have at QO, we have so much to offer with regards to our extracurricular activities, from sports to theater to art to dance, award-winning programs. It is just amazing what we have. And honestly, we encourage everyone to get involved. And it's not just to be involved. It's good for the health of all students. We want to have a balanced student athlete, student dancer, student artist. We want to have great students who are involved in so many different things. And actually, if we go to the next couple slides, we're going to see a list, and I'm not going to list all these for you. You could see, and as we save this presentation, you're going to see this list over and over again. But we have so many opportunities. And one of the neat things about clubs and activities that we have at QO is that if you don't see something here that you really want to be a part of, you have the opportunity to create an activity, create your own club. And there's a process for that, like there is a process for almost everything in life. But certainly we want to get students involved. So take a quick peek here. There's actually 2 slides of clubs. Thank you.
Mr. Newman-Sunshine, one thing I also wanted to clarify, it's my understanding that the Board of Education may have just passed a resolution that all incoming freshmen would be eligible their freshman year. So there should not be any boundaries that would stop students from getting involved. And the second piece that's, I think, really important for people to understand is that even in a virtual setting and when we're face-to-face, we offer opportunities for students to attend clubs during the school day, during our extended lunchtime. So there should be opportunities, or there will be opportunities for students to do multiple things, because we don't want our students, I mean, yes, you have to make some choices in life, but we also want them to try to be involved and do things that they love. So you can be involved in the newspaper, as well as play on the soccer team, as well as be involved in the mock trial team. So there's all kinds of opportunities.
Thank you, Mrs. Thomas. If we go to the next slide, going to kind of swing back from activities to academics for a moment here and talk briefly about an AP opportunity that we have in 9th grade. As you navigate your high school career at Quince Orchard High School, you're going to have ample opportunities to take advanced placement courses throughout your high school career. That increases each year. So certainly by the time you become a junior and senior, the number of AP opportunities more than doubles for students. But one of the unique opportunities that we have for our incoming students is advanced placement in U.S. history. It's an amazing course. As a former social studies teacher, I can attest to it. It's an amazing course, and we have some amazing teachers. And it's not only for students who really want to excel along the social studies AP track, but also students who are interested in general and excelling in AP in their four-year high school career. It's a great opportunity to get that experience pretty early on. With that, I think we're going to turn over to our signature program.
All right, so we have a short video. This is a time if you wanted to get up and stretch your legs, you can listen and watch at the same time and hear a little bit more about our signature programs and actually see some of our students. So get some water, get your popcorn, whatever you need, and let's listen up. And if I could get a thumbs up from the team if you can hear the sound.
Good evening, QO parents. My name is Julie Newcomer, and I'm the signature coordinator at Quince Orchard High School. Thank you for being here this evening. It's a great sign of your commitment as a parent. I'd like to take a few minutes to introduce you to the various signature programs we have at Quince Orchard and to introduce you and to encourage you to discuss signature programs with your child, since there's so much evidence about the difference involvement makes with engagement and preparation for college and careers. As many of you know, a signature program is a special focused area provided by an MCPS high school. At QO, it's all about encouraging students to experience rigor in college level classes, especially in an area of interest. We currently have 12 different ways students can do this. We have a signature program certificate, which is just to take one AP class by the time they graduate high school. We have the Advanced Scholar Certificate, which is 5 or more AP classes. We have 3 different strands of the Advanced Art Certificate in art, in the arts, which is visual art or music, in computer science, either in programming or Cisco, and in media and communications, either in gaming or video production. We also have 2 signature program certificates, one in social studies and one in law. We have one in education, and we have a program in engineering. Our first one is to encourage all students to experience at least one AP class before they graduate. In recognition of this effort, they will receive a special certificate at graduation. For those ready for a more rigorous experience, we also honor students who complete at least 5 AP classes with the following stipulations. They need to have completed AP NSL by 10th grade with a grade of C or higher. They need to have completed at least 2 AP classes during the 11th grade, one of which must be in English or math with a grade of C or higher, and completed 2 additional AP classes during 12th grade with a grade of C or higher. In addition, they should have taken at least 5 AP exams during high school. For our visual artists, we have a visual art pathway. In this pathway, students need to complete 3 levels in an art area, including studio art, which is drawing and painting, ceramics and sculpture, digital art, or photography. During their senior year in AP studio art, they will submit a portfolio to the College Board with their work as their exam. In addition, during junior or senior year, they will take AP art history. AP exams are required in this program for both AP classes. Let's listen to some thoughts shared by senior AP students, Erica Myers and Zane Obi.
For the art signature program, I took photography 2, 3, and 4 my freshman through junior year, and then in my senior year, I'm taking AP Studio and Art History. I really like the different opportunities I've had through the signature program, and I really enjoyed art history, learning about like the different styles of art. I think the signature program is something you should consider, and I've really enjoyed my experience with it.
Hello, my name is Zane Obi. I'm in AP Art right now, and I would definitely recommend taking AP Art because it allows you to just allows you to do a lot of things that you can't really do in some other art classes. And it's just art is such an amazing thing. It's like unlimited creativity, and the art community has like really good teachers and they're really supportive. So I definitely think that anyone who's looking into it, who's thinking about it, they should definitely go ahead and go and sign up for AP Art next year.
We also have a signature program for our musicians. In this program, students need to complete 4 music courses culminating in an AP Music Theory class and take the exam for the class. Let's hear from Chelsea Areglo, one of our current AP Music Theory students, on her experience in this pathway.
I think students who are interested in music should definitely take AP Music Theory, as you can incorporate the knowledge you learned in class into any instrument you play or want to play, such as identifying different chords, scales, rhythm, and other concepts in music. It's also the AP course you would need to take in order to be certified the music program or the music signature here in Quince Orchard. And this class specifically also helped me prepare for college level classes, as this class relied heavily on practice in and out of the class, and it also allowed me to enhance my critical and analytical skills as we really focused on analyzing performed and notated music.
For students more technically focused, we have 2 strands of computer science. Students can choose to follow the programming pathway, which is more coding involved, or Cisco pathway, which focuses on computer hardware, networks, and security. The programming pathway requires 2 AP classes, AP Computer Science and AP Principles of Computer Science and AP Computer Science. In addition, the Cisco class requires AP Principles of Computer Science. In addition to the college credit potential through the AP credits, both of these programs also offer students the ability to earn 3 college credits at Montgomery College by earning a B or higher in the courses. For freshmen who come to us having completed Foundations of Computer Science in middle school, because all of our signature programs require 5 classes, they will have the option of taking either digital arts, an introductory Cisco or gaming class, or an introductory video production class to replace that credit. Let's listen to Amon Spencer about his experience. He is an AP Computer Science student who is a senior.
AP Computer Science has prepared me for college by challenging me to develop the skills that I'll need at the next level. AP Computer Science is a type of course that's going to challenge you to get the job done, even when you feel like you can't. Attention to detail, collaboration, perseverance, all skills that AP Computer Science has instilled in me that I'll need at the next level in college.
Okay. For those whose interest lies more in the field of gaming or video production, we also have a signature program for them. Our Media and Communications program has a gaming pathway, which includes AP Principles of Computer Science as a requirement, and the video production, which includes an AP Studio Art requirement. Again, both of them are 5 courses, and they need to take the exam to complete the pathway. Recently, we've also added a signature program in education for those students interested in working with students. There are 4 levels of child development courses students complete, which includes a culminating internship experience at a local elementary school. In addition, students are required to complete AP Psychology and take the AP exam during their junior or senior years. Students who complete this program also earn the State of Maryland 90+9 clock hour certification, which gives them the credentials to start working in a daycare as a senior staff member. Listen to Cara Deteen talk about this program and how it helped her develop her career goals.
Hi, my name is Cara Deteen. This is my 3rd year in child development, and I also take AP Psychology. My experience in child development has helped me a lot in all sorts of ways, but I think what's helped me the most is that I was able to discover what I really want to study in college, which is psychology, and it's helped me gain a lot of patience and leadership skills by working with the kids. Taking AP Psych along with that has also helped me gain a better perspective on children and how they learn and why they may act a certain way, like if they're feeling angry, and how you as a teacher can take that info and manage that.
One of our most popular signature programs at QO is the signature program in social studies. Since so many of the courses also meet graduation requirements, it's easy for students wanting a rigorous experience to take AP levels of their required 10th and 11th grade social studies classes, in addition to 2 more AP social studies classes out of the 7 other AP classes in this department. This group of students ends their experience during their senior year in a course called Quest, where students are challenged to develop their own truths by examining the works of great philosophers and thinkers across the ages and throughout the world. Listen to Jasmine Echiona share her thoughts on this program.
Hi, my name is Jasmine, and I just really want to encourage everyone to be a part of the Social Studies Signature Program here at QO. I've loved being a part of this program. It has taught me about so many topics that are really important in today's world, and the teachers are amazing. They have guided me through everything. They have helped me whenever I needed help, and they really, really do go above and beyond. One thing that I loved about this program is the final class you have to take, which is called Quest. It is a research-heavy class, but it allows students to choose topics that are important to them and personal to them, which is something that we don't get to do that much in normal classes, and has really prepared me to become a better student and a better person after high school. I hope you guys choose to be a part of the Social Studies Signature Program. Bye. Hi.
Whoops. Okay. Also in the social studies program, we have a signature program in justice, law, and society. Students in this program are required to complete 4 law courses, one of which is an internship experience at a local community organization, as well as 1 AP social studies course, and of course, take the AP exam. As a school, we have elevated the need to take the AP exam because we believe the experience itself is an integral part of preparing oneself for college expectations. This program also articulates with Montgomery College to allow for 3 college credits for earning a B or better in these courses, on top of the potential credit for the AP class. Our last program does not involve AP classes, but includes a national engineering program called Project Lead the Way that offers up to 9 elective college credits. Project Lead the Way is an engineering program that engages students in hands-on activities, projects, and problems, empowering them to solve real-world challenges and to inspire them to reimagine how they see themselves. This year, our Project Lead the Way program was once again recognized by the University of Maryland for producing the most engineering students. Again, if students completed IED at middle school, in order to complete the signature pathway, they would need to take both aerospace and environmental sustainability instead of just 1, so that they have their 5 courses for the signature program. Let's listen to Afia Burko Kierme, one of our star senior Project Lead the Way students, talk about her experience at QO.
Taking PLTW courses have helped me prepare for college by challenging me to think more creatively when solving problems, and also speaking up when I have an idea or concern about a project, especially since I'm one of the few female students to have taken all PLTW classes available at Consortium. I've taken my forwardness and take charge attitude developed through PLTW classes and applied them to projects outside of PLTW, improving my presentation skills and other core classes such as English and science. Through my experience at PLTW, I've decided I'm going to pursue bioengineering in college and will continue to apply the crucial skills I learned in my high school classes to real world situations. Thank you.
So while having all these programs is a great thing at QO, scheduling to fit everything in can be quite challenging. It's important that we think all the way through high school when selecting coursework to make sure it's possible to fit in all the program requirements and graduation requirements. I apologize for the bells in my house. I have therefore designed a worksheet outlining all the possible combinations of programs and how to fit in the coursework. The link to this worksheet should be distributed in the chat sometime during this meeting. You will notice that depending on the combination of programs your child may attempt, it's possible that health would have to be taken over the summer, or that PE will need to be left until senior year to allow for all the necessary prerequisites. Should you have any questions or need any help with long-term planning, please feel free to contact me. I'm always available to help.
All right, 1 second. Let me just pull back up the presentation. Hold, please. Here we go. All right. Can you all hear me? Okay, great. As I shared earlier, I quickly went through some of our department contacts. They're all listed here with their names and emails. I know there were a few questions about students who receive special education services, as well as students who receive English language development support. So the names are here, and you can always reach out if you have specific questions. But the biggest piece of advice I would give to you as you're thinking about registration is to start with your current teachers at your current school. And then if you have additional questions, of course, contact us. And we are big on Twitter. So just to let you know, I believe one of the things that I've committed to as I became principal is to always tell the story of Quince Orchard. I know many parents, you are working and there's lots going on and you want to know. And sometimes our children aren't the best communicators. I mean, most of the time they're pretty spot on. I would say most of the time. But sometimes you just have some questions. So we try to celebrate and tell the story of Quince Orchard through multiple venues. And so one of them is, of course, our counseling department. And here is their Twitter handle. So thank you so much for being here this evening. Of course, on the slide, you have our administrative team. I did see that Dr. Lynn Brown did join us, so welcome, Dr. Brown. And I am going to open up Ms. Lee if there are any questions that are still in the Q&A that we can clarify.
Our athletic director also wanted to plug QO Athletics as well to follow on Twitter, so that can also be shared. And I don't think there are any other questions. The Google form, again, a parent asked when it was due, and I believe that was answered during the presentation, that it would be due when counselors visit the middle school, so have it done at that time, or by that time.
Okay, well, thank you all very, very much. We look forward to welcoming you to Quince Orchard High School, learning more about you and your families. Please be safe, wear the mask, and eyes open so we can do our best, do our due diligence to come back safely. One thing you will always hear as I call your homes as you transition in is we can't hide our Cougar pride. Be well, take care.